Good morning.
Good morning.
We are here to introduce you and review for you sixth graders who had us last year. This is a review on how to count rhythm, and for any of you new students who have never done this before, this is for you. And you have to really pay close attention because there will be an assessment.
And we realize there are lots of different ways that you may have been taught to count, like taws and tees. There are so many different ways that musicians count, but we want to teach you how to count like real professionals.
So we always start out with this. Now in the video above, you learned the meter signature rap. And so we're going to review it. So class, this is Stobie in class. This is called the
Meter signature.
And today our meter signature is
4/4.
And the top number tells us there are
4 beats in a measure.
And the bottom number's gonna tell us that the quarter note gets a beat. The quarter note gets a beat. That's right. The quarter note gets the beat, and that's enough. Word. I hope you had fun with that. All right, so now the first thing you need to realize as a review and for any new people, when you see one stick like this, that is what is called a quarter note. This is just stick notation, guys. It's like a shorthand. If we were to draw a note head on here, look at this. It would look like a quarter note that you would see on the staff. This is how we write on the staff, but when we do just our rhythm, we use a shorthand and we just use stick notation. So I'm going to erase that. So when you see just one stick, that is a quarter note. And when you get a quarter note, that's one sound on a beat. Okay? When you see these kind of notes, these are called eighth notes, and it's 2 sounds on a beat. So the first stick, we are on the first beat, right? You told me there's 4 beats in a measure. So this is the first beat. For eighth notes, the first stick is going to get the number 1. And then we're going to put a plus sign under the second stick, but we call it and.
Please don't write out the word A-N-D. This is shorthand, so plus equals and.
So you would say 1 and, this is beat 2, and when you have quarter notes, it just gets the number. So we would write 2. What beat is this? Very good. It would be 3, and what comes next? 4. Very good.
Do you notice that she's writing the number and the symbol directly below the stick?
That is super important.
It is, because if you get an assessment and you put your plus way over here like this, it will be counted wrong. This is not correct.
You're not
Even though
showing
you're
us.
writing what we are to say, you're not placing it in the right position. So you must be careful to write it directly underneath the stick notation.
That means you understand and you know that that's what you say for this stick.
That's right.
Okay? So this is called a
Bar line.
bar line, and it kind of separates the measures. So this is the first measure, and you told me the top number tells us there are 4
beats in a measure.
So we've already gotten the number, the 4th beat.
That's right.
So when we cross over the bar line, we now start over again with 1. But look at this, Miss Stobie, there are 4 sounds on a beat.
This is one of my favorite ones.
And you might have called it in 5th or in
5th grade or 4th grade, or
grade.
at your old school, you might have said tippy tippy or ticka ticka or teary teary.
But we know that if you were in band or orchestra last year here at Mitchell, you learned how to count these.
Hopefully so. And this one would be 1 E and a. 1 E and a. And you know, when you keep the beat, like Mrs. Lowry has always showed us how to keep the beat. Whenever you back up and you just have 2 eighth notes, it is 1 and. But when you do 1 E and a, every single time you say the number, your hand is down. Every single time your hand is directly up in the air, you're saying and. So in this case, you have an E and an ah, that happen in between. One E and ah. And you're already going back down when you say ah. One E and ah.
Here would be, that's the second beat. And what do we write on the second stick?
And.
That is a quarter rest. And just like a quarter note gets one beat of sound, a quarter rest gets one beat of silence. So we're actually not going to write anything there because we don't say anything there.
Nope.
But it's still beat 3. So then this would be beat 4.
And even though we are not writing beat 3, you have to remember it. Because sometimes people will be going so quickly, students will sometimes write a 3 here rather than a 4. So sometimes you might see somebody write it in parentheses, but we're not even going to do that.
We don't want to do that. Okay, now we finished our second measure. We start over with
1
and ooh, here's the fun one.
2 E and
ooh,
3 E and
4. All right, we finished the third measure. Wow, look at us go. Are we going to say or write anything here?
not a thing.
But it is beat 1, so this is going to be beat 2. And say it with us.
2 and 3, 4 and then you're done.
Was that simple? It's really pretty simple once you understand. It's kind of like a formula, right?
It is.
So now we're going to keep the beat and we're going to say it all the way through. Ready and say. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 E and a 2 and 4, 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4, 2 and 3, 4 and. How'd you do?
Nice.
Here's a little trick I want to say. Anytime you have a quarter note, you need to make sure you give it the full beat. And I don't know if you noticed us, but
Especially
here, watch this. We've known people and kids who go rest, 2 and 3,
4
Yeah.
and. That's not long enough.
You're treating it like an eighth note when you do that. So make sure you say 2 and 3, 4 and
then you'll sound like a professional.
Yeah. So practice this, okay? Because next week you will be having an assessment where we write the stick notation and then you have to put in these numbers. So I would suggest that you practice this several times.
That's right. But you know what, Miss Lowry?
What?
I want to give you a challenge.
Oh, look at what she's doing.
Now you have to read the notation like you will when you come back to our class.
Here we go.
There will be no numbers on the board ever. Are you ready? Here
Hold
you
out those
go.
quarter notes. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 E and a 2 and 4, 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4, 2 and 3, 4 and.
And I will tell you this, there's going to come a day very soon where we do not point at the notes anymore. You will see Mrs. Lowry here or here, and we will be keeping the beat either snapping or using an instrument, and you will be responsible for keeping your eyes on the rhythm as it unfolds. We won't spoon feed you because you're way too smart.
Yes,
So-
you are.
Go back and practice with and without the numbers, and you'll be a fabulous rhythm reader.
Awesome. Okay, bye.